Well, good afternoon, guys, and welcome once again to my channel, Marty the Mad Magpie. How you all doing this afternoon? Hope you all great. The final whistle is gone at Craven Cottage, and we've got a win. I'm sorry I'm a bit late on, guys. Having problems with the old phone, and that's the main reason why I'm running a bit late. But let's get straight down to it. 2-0 win, courtesy of goals from Joe Willock, who's been absolutely brilliant since he arrived from Arsenal on loan. Hope to see him back next season. Can't see it myself, but there you go. That's just my opinion. And Fabian Schär, Mr. Ice, with the way he took that penalty. Very, very cool thinking guy and well taken. Very cool finish. And yeah, 2-0. Not a lot, much more to report on during the game, if I'm honest. Not the best performance, but overall this season we haven't been pretty good either, have we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I've got to say this season has been maybe 5, generous 6, maybe. No, I'm going to stick to 5 out of 10. Not brilliant at all. And as I say, it's disappointing to finish the season in 13th place. But I suppose it's better than being down in the relegation zone or near the relegation zone, and it is. But my overall view of the season has just been, a very, very mediocre season for mediocre players and a mediocre manager. But that's just my opinion. That's Marty the Mad Magpie's opinion, guys. Because as you know me, I speak me mind, don't I? Yes, of course I do. This is me. And that's what it's all about. And I just wanted to keep it brief today, guys, and just give you my views on the, as I say, I've given you on the team, on the season, my view on the manager. You know, I don't want the guy there particularly. You know, he wasn't my choice in the first place, but he was certainly Mike Ashley. So there you go. So Steve Bruce, do I think he'll still be in charge next season? Of course he will, because Mike Ashley will see to that. He's got a manager in place. As I said on one of my previous videos, he just runs Newcastle United like he does one of his stores. You know, he's the guy at the top. Steve Bruce is the store manager, and the players just work for them. You know, they just work for the club. So he doesn't have to spend loads on them to any special qualities, because he's got players there, and if they can't do the job, then the manager gets earache for it. But there you go, that's just my opinion on the situation with the manager as well. Steve Bruce, he's not my favourite. But then again, who do you bring in? And people are talking about bring Sean Dyche in, bring Eddie Howe in, but them sort of managers won't work for this Mike Ashley in that sort of situation at Newcastle. They won't do it, because they've got a lot more sense than to do that. But there you go. And as we look ahead, not look forward to pre-season, because I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'm not expecting any big transfer deals like we used to have in the good old days coming in. Can't see it happening. There'll be Bosnian signings, free agents and people on loan, and that's the only way we're going to get Joe Willock back, is by loan signing, because unless Mike Ashley decides to give Steve Bruce some money to bring him in. Oh, Marty the Mad Magpie, come on, Marty, give your head a shake, boy. That's not going to happen, is it? No. Mike Ashley isn't going to give him 25 million quid away for one player. No chance. Mike Ashley, I tell you what it is, boys and girls. If Steve Bruce went to Mike Ashley and asked him for £25 million for one player, Mike Ashley would say, come on, get out of it. You're not even getting that for a whole team. That's 25. If I give you 25 million, Steve, that's going to be for, that's going to be for the summer and January. But I'm not going to give you any anyway, because I haven't got any money available, because the takeover could be happening. And, of course, transfer time coming up. So the headlines will come back about the takeover. Do I think it'll happen? Yes, I do. But it won't be this summer. It won't be in time for this summer. I think it'll get finalised when we're in the middle of next season. And do I think next season's going to be the same sort of drab old shit? Yes, I do. I think it's going to be the same shite that we've seen this season. And to be quite honest, I think we need somebody else at the back, another centre-back coming in. We need a creative midfield player, which is Joe Willock, but we're not going to get him because he's not going to spend serious money. And we need to get some players out. Now, in terms of players going out, who goes out? I don't know who's going to come in. That's just a wheel of fortune. No bugger knows who's going to come in to Newcastle United. But players that we need to get out. First off, Joe Linton. Get rid of him, right? Because he's a bloody clown. He's a donkey. All those and more, right? That man could not score in a brothel. He's hopeless, right? Yeah, scored a penalty against Man City. Whoop-de-bloody-do. I can score penalties. Doesn't mean I'm a great player. Joe Linton definitely got to go. Jeff Hendrick, a free transfer from Burnley. He came in from Burnley on a free transfer. How are you, man? Burnley couldn't wait to get shot of him, man. Couldn't wait to get shot of him. He's a free transfer. He's a free bloody agent for a reason. They've let his contract run down because they don't want to keep him. Right, third one, John Joe Shelvey. Got to go. The man is an absolute tool. He's just not interested. He slumps around that pitch like a bear with a sore head on most match days. And, he has the hold over the midfield, play as I do. But since Joe Willock's come in, he's like, he can't keep track of him. And when Maxie's come back, he hasn't been able to hold him either. So he hasn't had him on a leash. So what he's done is, he's acted more like a centre-back, pushing more towards the back line. Now, he was a creative player when he first arrived, John Joe Shelvey, but he's gone into his shell. And what does Steve Bruce do to award John Joe Shelvey for his poor performances? Makes him captain. Oh, my word. But that's it. That just sums up the manager, doesn't it? Because he's got to give somebody the captain's armband, but he's not going to give it to somebody like Matt Ritchie. And personally, Jamal Lascelles wasn't a captain for me anyway, but he's not going to give it to him. He's not going to give it to Callum Wilson or anyone. No, give it to Shelvey. And that means then he can be in for most games. But there you are. My personal opinion, yep, John Joe Shelvey's got to go. Dwight Gale, yes, got to go. Good player, fast, skillful, but in the Championship, Dwight. In the Championship. In the Premier League, you just can't cut it, son. In short, you shit. Right? And then, of course, we've got Andy Cowell, who has to go. Because Andy Cowell, the situation that he's got at the minute is that he's been paid for basically sitting on a bench. And when he does come onto the pitch, he was getting so much money just for appearing on the pitch. So, yeah, he's bloody sick note. He should not have came back, Andy Cowell, in my personal opinion. He shouldn't ever have left. Because when he left to go to Liverpool, it was devastating. And he hasn't been the same player since then. I think the doctors and physios have had more money out of him than the clubs he's played for. So, yeah, Andy Cowell's got to go. And another player who's fallen out of favour with this club, but I'm still jury's still out on him, is Ryan Fraser. I think Ryan Fraser, he's good on his day. When he's hot, he's white hot. But when he's bad, he's absolutely shite. He's terrible. And that is the way I see Ryan Fraser. But again, might prove us wrong next season. He might come good. But I can't see it. But in terms of players arriving, yep, we do need another centre-back in there. Florian Lejeune is back off loan. But do I think Steve Bruce will keep him? No. Lejeune's a good player. So he'll not want to keep Florian Lejeune. He'll try and move him on. Because he's not his type of player. He was one of Rafa's boys. And he's not going to keep him. Which is a shame. And we need another striker to help be up there supporting Callum Wilson. Because, Joe Linton just hasn't got a clue. He's not a striker. To be honest, I'm not even sure he's a footballer, quite honestly. But there you go, that's my opinion. And But again, who does he bring in? Who do you bring in on a loan or on a Bosnan deal? You know, because it's always going to be a stumbling block. It doesn't matter whether a player's a free agent or what. It also depends on the wages. And Mike Ashley doesn't like paying big wages. The only one he likes giving big wages to are the guys who are on his board at Sports Direct, the big gaffers down there. They're the only ones who really get the bonuses, you know, to be quite honest with you. It's just not happening. My whole situation with Newcastle United at the moment, from a supporter's point of view, from my supporter's point of view, is that we're a very, very dull club at this moment in time. Very dull. Because there's no ambition. Only from the fans is there the ambition. From the players, yeah, they're giving it their best shot. But the likes of St Maximin and Callum Wilson, you know, they've been out for most of the season. And they just haven't been able to grasp it. Callum Wilson, when he's been on the pitch, yep, he scored goals. He's been very, very dangerous. Alan St Maximin, he's a very skillful player. He scored some goals this season, but he's been out injured as well. And, you know, one thing I've noticed about him is when the going gets tough for Alan St Maximin on the pitch, he just sits down. He's just like, oh, Gaffer, I'm knackered. I need to come off. You know, and that's no good in the Premier League, son. You've got to be committed all the time. But there you go. Again, that's just Marty the Magpie's opinion. Marty the Mad Magpie's opinion, guys. But like I say, this is my final video of the season regarding Newcastle United. Obviously, with the Euros coming up, I will be doing videos on England in the summer, and I hope you'll join me again for them videos. And once again, many, many thanks to the people who've subscribed. And if you like me videos, guys, if you're a newcomer to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel. It'll be great to hear from you, and it'd be lovely to have you on board with Marty the Mad Magpie if you like watching my videos this season. I'm just going to give my verdict on the season. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a generous 5. I'm going to be honest, 5 out of 10 for this season, because for most of the campaign we were SH1T, you know. What am I saying? We were shite. But there you go. Towards the end of the season, yep, pulled ourselves away from the relegation zone. And yeah, we finished 13th, but it's not where you want to be. This club this size needs to be. But I mean, I suppose we could take it on the chin, because we're in the Premier League, which is more than can be said for our friends down the road at Sunderland there. And commiserations to them yesterday, to the fans. I'm emphasising here, guys, to Sunderland fans out there. It's you guys I feel sorry for, not them players on the park. They're crap. They're not worthy of the shirt. The only one who's worthy of the shirt are the fans. But there you go. That's what we have in common, Newcastle and Sunderland supporters, isn't it? You know, we've got, you know, bad teams, bad managers, bad players, but the fans are the only ones who really stay loyal. But I watched that game yesterday from Sunderland. I watched the game for Newcastle today as well, but I can sort of sympathise with Sunderland supporters, because, you know, how many times have we seen it for Newcastle this season? They've started the game well, they've played well in the first half, second half they've come out and completely lost their heads. But that is exactly what happened with Sunderland yesterday, and commiserations to you guys for that. It's supporters, you know, absolutely fantastic. But like I say, getting back to Newcastle, I think our season has been drab. Do I think the manager should go? Yes, I do, but I don't think he will. Do I think the takeover will happen? It will do, but just not yet, because the Premier League are going to try and drag their heels again. They're not really in a position to do that, are they? But they will try. And in terms of players leaving, I've just mentioned there who I want to go. And Joe Linton and John Joe Shelby are the two main ones I want out the door. And that's just the way I'm going to leave it there, guys, for this final Marty the Mad Magpie video of the season for Newcastle United. But like I say, I will be around in the summer for the England games on the Euros, and if you want to tune in for them videos as well, it'll be an absolute pleasure to hear from you as well. And I hope you have enjoyed my videos this season, and I'm just going to extend this video by saying again, thank you so much for your support. since I've started doing this channel, and I will see you all next season for more Newcastle United reaction. So this is Marty the Mad Magpie signing off for this season. All the best to you guys and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye bye now.